Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Jamila Nunez, and I'm your host for our special series called Being Black. In this podcast series, we are going over Black owners, Black businesses, Black artists, Black community members, anything Black, anyone Black, any being Black, all in San Diego, just to speak our truths, our experiences, our opinions, and our perspective in regards to the local San Diego community, but also in regards to today's society. So if you like what you hear, please share each episode, which one you like the most, whatever you'd like. And if you feel like you want to interview and get your voice out there, please reach out to us. All of our information will be in each episode detail. And yes, hope you enjoy. Thank you. Hey,
Can you
hey.
now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. Yeah, I think a call came in and knocked me off.
Put the episodes together. It's fine.
Good editing.
Yeah, no, just edit, a little cut and paste. But no, I was actually asking, like, do you, because we were talking about privilege, and then, you were saying that some of them will actually take that privilege and use it to help, grow and unify communities and or individuals. And I was going to say, do you feel like other races with their privilege kind of use that to their own advantage, to where it's like they can, for example, there's a white person who sees that there's opportunity to help this Black community, but in selfish ways, in ways to feed their own ego or to feel that they, are helping just to say that they helped.
Right. And I remember when you said that. I was saying like the person who goes and feeds the homeless person, but records it so they can put it on their Instagram type thing.
Uh-huh.
It's not. It's not coming from a genuine place. I believe there are both sides that
Mm-hmm.
exist within people of other races. I can personally say that besides Black expression, the only other group that I actually got to help me was actually a person from another race.
Mm-hmm.
So take what you will from it. I'm just saying, if you can get help, just make sure you use that help to better your own community, despite
Yes.
what they have, and be smart about it.
Mm-hmm.
I try my best not to try to figure out underlining motives that people have. I just,
Mm-hmm.
if they help, if they offer to help, I'm gonna take that help and shield myself. So
Yes.
what can I do with, because either way I go, you're gonna help me. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
smart enough to where I can take that help and use it for what it needs to be used at, despite what your motives are. I also remember economics, that they told you nothing is free. That's the
Right.
first lesson that they taught you. Nothing is free. So know that everything comes with a cost. You just have to make sure that the cost is worth what you're buying.
Mm. I like that. And I was going to ask, like, what are ways that you find yourself, like that you can find or you suggest people protect themselves if they're going that route and utilizing those who may have ulterior motives?
Um, my biggest thing is ownership.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give away your ownership. Don't give away what you have created. I would rather pay a person to do a service for me than have them do a service and have them own more than I own. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
there's ways that you can protect yourself. It will cost you more, but in the long run, it will be worth it. Ownership is one huge thing. Understand that contracts are important,
Mm-hmm.
invoices are important. Get stuff in writing, no matter how trusting or how long you've known a person, because things, when money are involved, all that can go out the window. So a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things I love to do is get a contract. I love it when the person has their own contract and they send it to me, because my
Mm-hmm.
mom is a director of events and programs for over 20 years. So she's been reading contracts, and she went to school for contracts. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
always sending contracts to her, and she'll read them like, okay, tell them to take this out. Tell them to take this out. Tell them to take this out. And then I send it back to them. And it kind of gives you more credibility when you're
Mm-hmm.
dealing with them. So even if the person does have ulterior motive, they'll know that you know a little bit more than they probably thought you knew at the first time.
Mm.
So make sure everything is above board as much as possible, and don't give away the baby, as they say.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you for that, because that also, that feeds me too. Say
Yeah,
I want to do something with someone, or say like we are going to collab and do some events. Like we are.
right.
We're not putting that off. Yeah, touching back on that. But yes, I didn't forget you said that. But like it helps also on the business aspect and just in the community wise, where we settle a lot. We prevent beef from happening. We
Yes,
prevent drama and falling outs from happening, because in the beginning we stated this.
yes.
So that's very, very helpful in regards to just protecting one's energy. um yeah, thank you for saying, because I'm like, yeah, you're right. Contracts are very, very important. Very
They
important.
really are.
No matter how much you love the person, no matter how well y'all get along, it's just to protect both of you guys at the end of the day. You
And
know?
then you it's also preparation. So you're preparing if the other person doesn't do contracts, you're preparing them to do business with bigger types of companies and
Yeah.
organizations and things of that matter. Like if you don't learn how to do it now on a smaller level, what are you going to do when your business blows up? Because it's going to blow up. You have to make
Yeah.
the person understand that this is not just because I don't trust you. This is because I want both of us to be the best that we can be. And it starts by
Mm,
making sure all of our stuff is together.
yeah. Yep. I completely agree with that, and that gives me, like I said, it gives me a little bit something to chew on. Be like, all right, yep, Mila, time to get for real, because I know Mind Soul Dance is going up. All of us are going up,
Right?
and I want to make sure that we are eating right and comfortably. That's what I
Yes.
want to say. We want to eat comfortably. Um, with that being said, like, what are some ways you feel like we can better protect our future generations from the suffering we've experienced, what's going on today, um, and so forth?
The best way we can protect our legacy is by not hiding our mistakes, not
Hmm.
hiding our shameful thoughts, our shameful experience that we went through, not hiding things that we're not that proud of. Bring it to the table. A lot of the generation I grew up with was the do as I say, not as I do.
Hmm.
That doesn't work. It doesn't work at all because you can tell me something, but what I'm going to remember is what I see. How we're going to protect our future generation is by admitting the mistakes we made and telling them about it, and then showing them how we got past it,
Yeah.
because people learn better by example, by living
Hmm.
walking examples, especially from people they love and trust.
Exactly. Yes, you said it best, because honestly, you aren't the first person that I interviewed that said that. Like, what was it? Don't do as I say, not as I do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very true, because it's like, okay, so you're being a hypocrite. And what we've learned was to be like, yeah, I may say this, but like, it's just it teaches us to do that and practice that same thing. And
Right.
when are we gonna break the cycle? When are we gonna stop running around in this suffering circle? It doesn't make sense for us to keep passing down this trauma generation after generation after generation, when we can literally just be truthful and teach how to overcome that, or teach to learn thyself, to
Right.
not have to worry about this, these kind of things interacting or hindering us from being true, you
And
know
also be honest when you don't know stuff.
that
we're,
part.
we're
That
not
part.
gonna
Like,
know
I don't
everything.
know.
Like I don't know. We
We
can find out together though. I can tell you that.
That's a great question. Let me find out. Like, we've been so forced to, like, have to know, to if we don't know everything, that we're not smart.
Yeah, exactly.
That we're not intelligent. But a lot of the things that we are supposed to know, there's sometimes there's a words for it. There's,
Yep.
like, it's intuitive. It's something that we feel, so it's like, if we can't explain something like that, describe it. Like, even going to depths of, just like, if you don't like, and it goes back to, like, conversation and communicating, being to express and talk to people. It goes back to that. It's mental health, like it all ties together. And so when you're not, if you don't know something, or if you don't know how to explain an emotion that you're feeling, like, help, teach, find something that can help. It's just, there's so many ways, and we don't, I didn't realize it back then, but it now I'm like, shit, there's hella ways that I could have said this, learned that, like,
Exactly.
oh my gosh.
You
I feel
start to
like things could
reflect
have
on
just,
some things, right?
yes, like things could have just been so simple.
But it's like I tell people though, everything in its own timing. Sometimes we
Yeah,
don't learn things in the beginning because we have to go through some stuff first. So when we do learn it, it has a greater meaning to us. Sometimes I
exactly.
yeah, I look back and I'm like, man, if I would have just did this, and then I realized, well, if I would have did this, I wouldn't be at this moment.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be
no,
here who I
for
am right
real.
now. Like everything that I have right now, every part of me right now is because of what I've experienced.
Hmm.
So I can't love where I'm at and then not love what I had to go through in order to get here.
Ooh, I like that. That's very, very true, because then we won't be able to do our work and what we're doing. We won't be
Exactly.
able to heal the mass. We won't be able to understand and help people understand themselves. Like, that's, ooh, yes. Yes.
And it's not saying that you won't be hurt by it. Because a lot of
Hmm.
times we'll see that and we're like, okay, well, fine, I can't be hurt or I can't feel the way I feel. Your feelings are valid. It's
Hmm.
just the fact that you have to understand that if you did not go through what you went through, you will not be where you are. So if you love who you're looking at in the mirror, you have to honor the fact that this is what I've experienced
Yeah.
and use it. Use it as much as you say. I always say, profit off of your pain.
Mm.
Don't let that pain take over you. Profit off of that pain and
Yeah.
use it to better the people around you and to better yourself.
I can completely and wholeheartedly agree with that. Completely. And then that goes to show how you're showing up for the generations and in the community, of how you show up, and you show up very authentically,
Yeah.
unapologetically, and very prideful, and not the prideful where it's ego based, but prideful in who you are, what you went through, and able to share your experience. And that's amazing. Do you have any other, like, advice or words of encouragement for those who are seeking change, wanting to be, more empowering for themselves, wanting to heal? Do you have any words for anybody out there listening today?
I think one huge thing is to find your safe space.
Mm.
If you A lot of people, a lot of times we want a lot of people around us. We want a lot of
Hmm.
friends, we want a community and all that good stuff. But the biggest thing is you'll be better off with two people who can be your safe space than with 10 people that you have to pretend to be something that's
Ooh,
acceptable to them. So
ooh,
find your safe space, no matter how many people or how less people that is, because those people are going to be what upholds you when you have to go into the world and exist in the world that we live in.
preach. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to hear from you, and I knew that would be something coming out of your mouth, because you are a very mindful being. You speak very truthfully
I
when it
appreciate
comes
that.
to others and to yourself. You hear it in your music, the way you sing. Like, I respect you wholeheartedly, and I love what you're doing in San Diego, because had we had this a decade ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, like we have it now. But where we're at right now, it's amazing to see, and I'm glad that you're part of that change in San Diego, because we need people who are willing to understand, willing to open their arms, willing to listen, willing to
Right.
see, and that just reassures me to know that I'm on the right path too, because I have someone just as supportive, just
Mm,
as willing as I am, who's willing to put themselves in the front line and be like, let's go. Like, it's very refreshing, and it takes weight off not just mine, but I'm sure other businesses as well shoulders. Like, it means a lot, especially you not being from San Diego. Once you've been here over 60 days, You from San Diego. I don't care what anybody says, you know. For real. So
That's funny.
I do. I'm serious. Look, like it takes a
That's
lot
the
to be a
rule. That's
black
the
person
unwritten
in San
rule.
Diego. Like I'm just saying, you know. But in with that also as well, are there any upcoming events that you know or recess resources that people who are listening should know about or should attend? Anything?
Um, well, of course, our next event is June 12th. That's going to be the Soul Showcase. I'm really, really big on supporting Black owned things. So
Hmm.
the Soul Showcase, Sold Out Showcase, excuse me, is actually at this amazing Black owned coffee shop. It's a coffee shop and apothecary store, I believe. It's called the Hamlet in Lemon Grove. Um, if you guys go try the lavender lemonade. I said it at Throwback, so you'll
You
thank me
did, and
later. I
I
did.
totally forgot about this. I'm gonna go. Fuck
I would
that.
definitely have one on that day. I can tell you that now. But find out where your community is and go support them yourself. A lot of
Mhm.
times you'll hear people within our community badmouth other people within our community. Learn for yourself. Of course, take in
Mhm.
that advice. Don't be blind. but,
Right.
but still take in that advice and go support your community. And if you go there and you have a bad experience, you don't want to go back, fine, but at least you know for yourself.
Right.
I absolutely love the Hamlet. Like you walk into the Hamlet and you can feel the energy of it is just amazing. I wish they opened longer than 2 p.m. because I just want to sit in there and exist for a moment. But
Yeah.
yeah, between that and of course Soul Sunday is always a vibe. It's always a vibe.
Ooh, the one's
Yeah.
coming up this month, y'all.
Yes,
Y'all need to go
yes. It is
see
amazing. And
it.
they have grown that from a coffee shop in La Mesa to now they're at a brand new building. They moved from the courtyard. It's amazing what they've done and it's Black led and I really love seeing their success. I can't make it all the time because it always seems to fall on a Sunday that I'm doing something, but I've always watched them. I always tell people about it. Get it? I love seeing us succeed
Yes.
in whatever
Yes.
form or fashion. Like I'm rooting for you. Let's go.
Yes. That's like I know the Soul Sunday has been coming up from several people in the past month or so, and I'm like, what is that? I must need to go to this
See
universe. I
now we
hear
gotta go. We
you.
gotta make sure to go there. I think their tickets are dropping
Yes, I think
tomorrow,
that's what
actually.
that is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Well, Mercy Soul, thank you so much for just, speaking your truth, being honest, and just being who you are. You're such a lively soul, and I didn't know what to expect when I met you. And I was like, where's this guy at? I'm setting up. I haven't met him. And then to meet you and just hear you and just you're just so genuine,
I
and you're so
appreciate that.
generous as well. And I immediately was comfortable around you and in the space that you held. I can't wait, and I'm really hoping that I can at least show up for a little bit at the Hamlet with your event. This month has been pretty crazy, not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Right. 2 days in already.
Yeah, and I'm already like, oh my god, am I gonna make it? But because of people like you and the interviews that I'm holding with people and conversations, I know I will. And this is just so reassuring. So thank you so much for really giving your time to us and speaking with us. It really means a lot. Like it truly does.
No problem. Thank you for creating this space
Yes.
to build these things because I think it's gonna help. It gets us talking.
Yeah.
And that's the key. Just
Yes.
talk. We can talk out anything. Just talk. Like let's get to a
Yes.
point
Just
of
talk,
healing.
listen,
Yeah.
have a conversation.
Right.
All right, love. Well, again, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. One of these days, I'm going to get a lavender lemonade. I'm just saying.
I'm telling
Um,
you, the Hamlet, Lemon Grove on
the Hamlet,
Broadway.
Lemon Grove, y'all. I don't. Y'all need to go for me, and y'all let me know. Pick me up one. I'll send you the money via Venmo or Cash App, whatever. But dang, I'm gonna go. But yes, love, thank you so much again. I really do appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, and I look forward to the collab.
Yes, sir. It's gonna happen.
All right, talk to you later.
Alrighty, talk to you
Be
later.
blessed.
You too. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
I just responded. I was like, oh, my message never sent in regards to 6 p.m. being okay.
I noticed that. I was like,
No, it's all good. Yeah, because I just been trying to get everybody scheduled in. So as soon as they give me a time, I'm like, okay, boom, like they're in. Like that's just how I've been moving. But yes, how are you? How you doing? I haven't talked to you in a minute. What's been
I
going
mean, it's
on?
it's everything's good. I took a week vacation after Throwback to just kind of refresh, refuel, and reset. And
As
now,
needed. Uh huh.
yes, seriously, seriously, seriously. Plus, my voice was gone anyway, so I couldn't perform even if I wanted
All
to.
that singing and yes, man, it was. If y'all don't understand, man, that event was so fun. Like it was such a good vibe. The energy was just up there. Everybody was just in their own zone, in their element, and I loved it. And just supported by everyone. So thank you again for that event and the invite. It was very beautiful to just experience. You know, a black community in San Diego.
Right, right. Unapologetically. That's what everyone always tells me.
Unapologetically.
Unapologetically. I
It
just
was
always want to create a space that people can be fully themselves without
mm,
hindering on anyone else. So
yes.
everyone can just live out the best versions of them, whatever that may be.
Yeah. And I felt it. I honestly I have felt it. I've been looking for a community, even not even just a community, but an event that I can just be and not have to force to be something else to hide and prevent myself from being true to who I am, and just being
Exactly.
able to be in that space that you held was just it was everything I needed and more. Like it fueled my soul so much.
That's actually amazing to hear. I actually went to a listening party for Divine Destiny's event, her
Yes.
album, and that was amazing. By the way, the album is amazing. The project is amazing. The event was amazing. But another vendor was there, and she was telling me the same thing, that she felt like she can just exist.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's the highest honor to me. Give people room to just be, because all throughout the day we have to be something else, or we have
Mm-hmm.
to watch what we do, or not look a certain way. So to give people a space where they can just breathe is
Yeah.
is is always a goal of mine. In whatever I do, whatever event, whatever song, whatever music, whatever anything, I want to make sure that when people listen to it, they know that they can just be, just exist, breathe.
Yes, breathe. That's the key word. Just breathe.
Just breathe.
Yes. Well, let's just get started. Like, first of all, we've been having this whole conversation. They don't even know who you are. So tell us who you are, where you're from, how you identify, what you do, all the good stuff.
Well, my name is Mercy So. I am CEO of Mercy Notes. I'm originally from LA, Los Angeles, Long Beach to be exact, but I have been stationary in San Diego for 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Graduated from San Diego State, and my life was just way too stable to
Mm-hmm.
try to move back home and try to figure that out.
Makes
Um,
sense.
Yes, yes, but I can't say I have not thought about it, because all of my family is back home, and I'm a very community family type person. So I love being around
Mhm.
love, and I love being around people that I don't have to explain myself to when I act the way
Yes.
that I act. So trying to build that out here, and it's coming together slowly but surely. Mercy Notes is helping with that, because it gives me opportunity to just create what I want,
Mm-hmm.
create what I want to see. Be like
Yeah.
they always just say, be the change you want to be, the change you want to see. So Mercy Notes gives me a chance to do that. It's not easy.
No, it is not.
It is not easy, because people are very like cautious, I would say, is the nice
Mm-hmm.
word.
Yeah.
Suspect is the better word.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's the
Yeah.
more realistic one.
Yeah. People are very reluctant to new things. And
Mhm.
I am a new thing. So slowly but surely I'm learning that whoever is supposed to come will come.
Yeah.
And that is what's most important at the end of the day.
Yes, thank you for that. Like, um, yeah, it's not easy. It is not easy at all, which is why I've decided to take this route and really interview as many Black community members, Black like entrepreneurs, businesses, because we need to be able to support one another and know that we
Yes.
are all here trying to do the same thing, you
And
know?
we're stronger together than we are apart.
Exactly.
We're stronger
Exactly.
together.
Okay. Yes. And so you said that you're from LA and you've been out here in San Diego for 3 years. What was
Yes.
your upbringing like in in Long Beach, to be specific? Like, what was your childhood like? Your household, schooling, all of that.
Oh, you'll hear me say all the time. You'll probably hear it in my music too, because I'm also an artist. But I'm a church kid. I'm a church kid to the core
Mm-hmm.
of my very being. Um, I don't
Okay.
remember a time I wasn't in church. Uh, Growing up, my family is all very, very religious. I think as we got older, people started to sway away, and I was the last. Uh, Cousin, nephew, son, brother, whatever. I was the last of my generation to, to break off from just going
Mm-hmm.
to church all the time. But that's really my upbringing. I still hold to a lot of the belief factor. I just don't hold to the religious factor of it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
more moving in the relationship, trying to develop a relationship with what I call God, what others may just call a higher being or whatever source, someone greater than me is my
Mm-hmm.
biggest explanation of it. I hold on to that and I try to use that as my moral compass because otherwise we'll go around hurting people because we don't care or see the domino effect of our actions.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. I like that. I like the way that you put that. So do you feel like, being a man of church, it's made you into the person you are today?
Definitely. It has definitely made me into who I am today. I think it's probably a number of things. Church is a huge part of it, but because I spent my time in church, I've seen so many different personalities, both good and bad, and they've given
Mm-hmm.
me a lot of resilience.
Mm-hmm.
um I'm also a student of psychology. That's what I got my bachelor's degree in. So I study
Hey.
human yeah. Go Aztecs. That's what I got my bachelor's degree in. So I study a lot of human behavior. But I've
Mm-hmm.
always, like, since I was 12 years old, they asked me, "What do you want to be?" And I was like, "A psychologist." And they're like, "You'll change your mind." And I didn't change my mind. I just decided to go a different route.
Yep,
Like,
you shift
I
your routes.
still,
You
yeah.
shift your routes.
I'm like, I'm still very, very much interested in psychology, and I still got my bachelor's in it. And just, I like to understand people because I feel like when people feel like they're understood, they're much more open to you and you
Yeah.
become a lot more helpful to them.
Hmm. I like that. Okay, that's nice. Are there any like experiences that you've at least went through growing up that forced you to maybe take a step back and just evaluate yourself, or experiences as a Black man that made you kind of really like be skeptical and about the society, like anything in that nature?
One huge thing was my mother did not allow me, my dad didn't care, but my mom did not allow me to speak any type of slang,
Mm,
any type of slang whatsoever, which was really weird because all of my cousins, who I was the only child, so I was 16, so my cousins were kind of like my siblings, but all of
mhm,
my cousins spoke in totally different dialects than I did. But my mom did not allow that in the house. I remember when I was a kid, I bought an Ebonics dictionary
mhm.
and she found it and threw it away.
Oh.
She was very, very she was very, what was the word? She's very firm on
Mhm.
me speaking in a way that shows intelligence, I guess you would
Mhm.
say, in some sort or way, some sort or factor.
Mhm.
That actually, I mean, it works out well for me now because in
Yeah.
interviews and things like that, I know how to present myself. But it always created a wedge between me and my community because to them
Mhm.
I was talking white, to them I was
Right.
uppity, yeah, to them I didn't fit in. Why do you talk like that? Why do you say your words like that? We don't understand you, type thing. And it really didn't make sense to me because it was like, so if I sound intelligent, I'm not as Black as I need to be.
Oh, yep.
So does that mean that we think that black people have to sound less intelligence, and that's the more black they got? So that has always been like an internal struggle to my of mine till I got older and was able to just be like, well, if it's just me and one other person, at least the other
Hmm.
person that I have, I can be myself with, and that's okay.
Right.
You know, that's
No,
fine.
yeah. So did you ever find yourself kind of like changing the way you talk when you were around them and then having to kind of switch
Code
back? Like, how did
switch.
you go about that?
Code switch. Yeah, definitely in definitely in definitely in high school, definitely when I got to my 20s and start to go more on my own and away from my family, develop your own group of friends and things of that matter. Um,
Yeah.
uh, I learned how to mimic a lot. I also
Mm,
learned how to find out what the people around me needed and be that person.
okay.
So like a
Wow.
chameleon type thing. Yes, it was a very
No, I
exhausting
like
thing.
that.
Yeah.
I like that because it shows the amount of strength you have for one. It is exhausting, very
Yeah.
very exhausting. I can vouch for you. But I feel like there's power in that though too. What do you think?
I definitely feel like it's power in it. It helps me now to in balance, of course, because you
Hmm.
always still want to be yourself, but it helps you to bring people's walls down. Like I said earlier, like when people understand you, they open up to you more. So when
Hmm.
you learn how to figure out what it is they need, even without them telling you that, like, because everyone has this internal need, because we're all healing and we're all in different parts of our journey. So if you can find
Hmm.
out what their healing is calling for, then you can help aid in that process. And that's what I use it for now, to connect
And
with people.
I love that because there are so many traumas created, so many dramas happening in regards to that same thing, but people using it in the reverse for their own
Exactly.
advantage. So I really like that you use it to help heal the mass as opposed to kind of kill the spirits of others, because of
Right.
personal gain. And that's very important. And that goes to my next question about how do you feel about San Diego? What are your thoughts about being a black man in San Diego?
Oh man, well, I'm just gonna be totally honest because I've this is how I say it when people ask me all the time. Anyway, I've always felt like San Diego was very cliquish.
Hmm.
It's segregated within the small amount of black community that we have. So when you do find black people, you got to make sure that someone within that group vouches for you, or you will not be accepted in that group. Um,
Thank you. Man.
it happens with everything. It happens with friends. It happens with collaborations. When I first started to branch out and do music, until someone got on my track that other people knew, people were just like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
And I was just like, okay. But my life has kind of always been like that. I always say that I've always been called to create the path. That's why when I jump on other people's paths, it never works. Because it's
Hmm.
like that's not your calling. Like you're
Right.
called to create and build. You can't follow trends because you're a trendsetter. And I gotta accept that even when it gets to a lonely part. Because you
Yeah.
understand that it's a part of the mission.
Hmm. It's like it's yeah, it's completely that way because that's how I felt. And I was all like, why don't I like I can connect with people, but
Hmm.
only to a certain extent. We don't have the same interests. We don't have, like when they're liking something, I'm like, and then I like it 3 years later type shit, and then on to a
Yep.
whole nother thing. And I'm like, wait, I'm so confused. So like when it comes to San Diego, like what do you think that like needs what are some improvements you wish, because yes, you're being part of the change and you're bringing us closer together slowly but surely, but what are some other ways and what do you think that we can do to better uplift the black community? Diego.
I truly believe in the power of community.
Mm-hmm.
Besides Mercy Notes, I'm a part of Black Expression, with which was my saving grace when I came out to San Diego, because it was the only thing that I was able to connect to build community,
Mm-hmm.
to get friends that were friends and not just abusers or manipulators or users or things of that matter.
Yeah.
I think if we can come to the table and figure out how we can use all of our resources to uplift one another, like there makes no sense that there's multiple black orientated groups in San Diego. There's not that many black people. So why
Right.
why do we have black this or this melanin or this thing when there we have the lowest percentage of black people here? So if we all came together and we just had a whole month full of our events, imagine how powerful that would be
Mm-hmm.
if we supported one another instead of seeing each other as competitors or things to be tore down. It's like the forest flourishes because there are multiple trees in it,
Yeah.
not because there's one tearing down everything else. And I feel like that's where we're at right now. We have a forest, we have the resources, we have the talents, we have the events, but we're too busy trying to fight against each other instead of coming to the table and trying to figure out, well, what can we all do to uplift this community?
I agree. I completely agree with that. And I was just thinking that because there are so many events that I myself or other people that I've seen trying, to be part of others' events, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
no, like we're full or this or that. And I was like, in the end, like, there's no way you can be full unless you've reached capacity. And we all know that everybody's been doing shit outside. We all
Right.
know that
Right.
there's space and there's room. So what is it? It's ego based. There's fear that's riding along us, and pandemic did not help, and we all understand that, and we're all trying to get out of the survival mode. But at the end of the day, we're all being pushed out, and a lot of us see it, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
us are kind of fending for ourselves. But imagine if you didn't have to carry this weight on only your shoulders, and
Right.
we bring it together and we balance the weight out, and we figure out what to do with that and then grow as a community. It's insane. It's insane to know that I've talked to other businesses and they're like, yeah, I tried to be here and then they were dissing me and they're putting me here and there, and I'm just like, why, like, what is the reason? Like, people get jealous because they have a lot of customers or they have a huge following, but it's like we all work hard to get there.
Right.
Like, it's not no 10 minute of fame and you about to get 20K followers. Like, it's not Instagram out here, it's real life. I'm sorry, I'm for real. Like, it's
What's
getting to the
funny
point where
is
it's
is
so frustrating.
yeah, what's funny is what if we took that same mind frame and was like, okay, let me sit and learn from you. How did you get to where you are? Can you help?
Exactly.
Can we do some workshops here that you can help other people get their businesses together? Like everything
Hmm.
doesn't have to be an ego fight. Like
It doesn't. You could be a student and learn from each other, build each other up, as opposed to stealing from someone, taking
right.
someone's ideas, or like not showing gratitude, and just I'm trying to understand, what do you think it is? It's ego, but it's also like, what do you think it is that's scaring everyone from building each other up and building a community?
I always say, because I'm also a student of history, I always say it's psychologically based. Like if we
Mhm.
go back to slavery, how they controlled us was not because they outnumbered us. They
Mhm.
controlled us because they put us against each other. Light skin
Mhm.
was in the house, dark skin was in the yard. It's
Mhm.
always been instilled in us that in order for one to be successful, the other one has to be less. It has to be an inferior person and a superior person. And that's been
Mhm.
instilled into us before we even existed or was thought of. And I think when
Mhm.
it comes to whenever we are in a place of minority, you would say, or in a place where it doesn't seem like a lot of us have power, I believe that subconscious belief always comes up, even if we don't understand it or can't explain it. And it's not until
Mhm.
we sit and come together and actually explain, look, this is what I'm feeling. Now, how can we move past that? There's so many people that every time I meet somebody, even you when you were at Throwback Soul, I said we should collab, and I really mean that because I feel like if your mission fits my mission, then why are we going at this separately? It doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't.
Like,
It
why
does
can't we
not make
find?
sense.
Yeah, why can't we find common ground and build on that? There's so many people I said that to, and it never amounts to anything at all. They don't even respond to Instagrams after the event is over. It's like the higher the event, and then after that, it's like, nah, I'm just gonna stick with,
It's because people are going for themselves, or they're
right.
fighting for themselves, and they want to do it for themselves. And kind of backpacking what you say, power dynamics is a thing,
It really is.
and like it's and if we're not aware of that, we start to hinder each other's growth as opposed to growing together and making a powerful movement.
Right.
And that's something serious. And I want to see our community thrive. I want to see, I went to Oakland and I was in the Bay Area for a couple of years, and that couple of years did something because I saw how powerful they were and how much they supported. They walked down the street and they saying hey to each other. Like, oh, they got buildings. They're not renting out people's buildings. They got their own building. It's like, imagine what we can do down here. And it's
Right.
expensive as fuck in the Bay Area. So if they can do it, like, why aren't we? What is it? And it is a psychological issue. It is the war of the minds, and we have to be able to break away from that. And with you saying that, like, what are your views for the mental health in San Diego and just in general for a black man?
um, I think you said, what are my views?
Yeah, what are your views on it? And then do you feel like we have proper access to
Uh, I
it?
do not feel like we have proper access to it, but I also feel like we don't trust it, even the
Hmm.
access that we do have. As a male, period, mental health has never been taught as something that was important. As a male, anything that could be tangible is what we focus on. If it's not tangible, it does not make sense.
Hmm.
Even coming up in church, uh, I can see the whole when they're like, I'm depressed. No, you're not depressed. You just have a demon. Like, no, there's literally mental health issues that cause depression. Like, that is a
Right.
serious thing. And there's so many people that have been on the altar for 20 years. But if they would have just went and got the proper help that they needed, they would have been fine. So like
Hmm.
mental health within our community, within our black community, I think it's getting better. I do think it's getting better because people are talking about mental health days. I have an amazing job that has a lot of vacation time because they understand that the job is stressful. And
Hmm.
until you go, if you feel wake up one morning and it's just not your morning, take the day off. Don't come in because we would rather you be at your best and you run and burn out and then disappear. It's
Yeah.
like mental health is coming to a place where it is of importance and of priority. And it's just a matter of changing the mindset when it comes to black men and mental health and not making it a sign of weakness.
Right.
Like
It's
making it
that
okay
part.
to say, I'm struggling, I need
Hmm.
help. Like people don't want to admit they need help. People don't even like to say I need you anymore. They're like, oh, I don't need you, I want you. I'm like, what? No, hold on. I can say I need help because I understand that it is hard out here. Number one, it's hard out here to exist, period. It's
Right.
double hard if you're black.
Hmm.
And then if you're a
Double.
black male, you haven't even been taught how to deal with these emotions. So you have it even worse because all you know of is press through. That's it.
Yeah.
I can't cry. No.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that because I've dated my fair share of black men, and they had came from dating other races who didn't, fully understand, when a man was actually a black man was getting vulnerable and admit, like, and so when I held that space alone, they were like,
Mhm.
I've never had this before. And I'm like, what do you
Right.
mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, nobody's holding, I'm confused, because me being a black woman, I want to make sure my black men or even black women are supported or
Right.
heard or understood and are valued. But when they come back, like, I've never experienced this, I'm like, oh my gosh,
Like
like,
how you
we
never
need to do
experienced it.
better.
Yeah.
We need to do better. And us black women, we don't make it easy sometimes, and I can vouch for that too. We have our own struggles at the same time, but
Right.
it's like if we can just come to understand that we are okay to not be okay. Like, it
Yes.
is okay to not be okay. It is okay to struggle. Because we'd be lying if we aren't. If we say we aren't, we'd really be lying to ourselves, and that's not getting any better. That's not helping yourself. That's not helping others. So it's like we need that access. We need, you know, someone who can actually understand us too when we are opening up and being vulnerable about these things. Say a
Mm.
therapist, say a psychiatrist, say a partner. Overall, we need that person to understand that. So having that access is great, but then also having someone who we feel comfortable talking to about this, who we feel we can actually have a therapist and a counseling or mentor who does understand us and doesn't make us feel like there's this blockage or this barricade that we have to knock down. I mean,
Right.
in any way we have those walls regardless.
Yes. Exactly. Right. They don't even have to create them. They're there. I think a huge part too is having the conversation, starting the
Mhm.
conversation. You mentioned actually being with someone that you trust. We need to learn how to talk
Yes.
and talk about something more than just surface level things. Like when I ask you how you're doing and you're like, oh yeah, I'm good. No, like really, how are you doing?
No,
Like
like for real. Like what? Like, are you okay? Are you good? Like, you
exactly.
know.
That's a huge thing, and that's one thing that I'm working on right now. Is just creating that space where you're safe to actually express what's going on.
Hmm.
If something's going on, maybe something is not going on, but if something's not going on with you, I'm sure something's going on with the next person that is next to you, so maybe you can help that other person out get to where you are at right now. But it's just in talking about yourself and talking about things that make you uncomfortable so you can actually move forward in your own healing process. It's like you can't overcome what you don't face.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's just, it's funny because that's an everyday struggle. We are taught to just really not be weak, not show signs of weaknesses because we'll be taken advantage, we'll be manipulated, or
Exactly.
blase. And so surface level is more so hindering us than allowing us to grow. If someone asks me, I'm like, well, look, I'm tired. I did this and that, and then they're like, whoa, like, okay, like you can see it in the reaction. It's like, you
They're
asked
like
how I was doing. Don't ask if you don't want to hear.
it's like we've been trained that how you doing is just a politeness. It's not really a real question.
you know, like what? Oh my goodness.
I
Well,
like I used to have a group of friends. We would do like a mental check-in. Like that's all we
mhm,
would say in a text message, just a mental check-in.
I
And
like
they
that.
know that will be a response where they tell you how they're doing, if they're good, if they're not. Sometimes they can't find the words. It's like you meet the person where they are, and maybe they'll give you a
Hmm.
thumbs up, maybe they give you a thumbs down. Like I had one friend where he never knew how to express. He'll give me a thumbs down and I'll just start throwing emotions at him,
Hmm.
and he'll pick one of these emotions to explain it, and that's how we would move. And then slowly but surely he learned how to pick these emotions that I would throw at him to explain what he was feeling, so it wasn't a thumbs up or thumbs down anymore. He would be like, well, I am feeling this, or I am feeling this. And it's just in being patient enough with people to meet them where they are but get them where they need to get to.
I like and I respect that so much, because me being someone who struggles with identifying the emotions that I'm actually feeling, I would love to have a friend, or have a friend, like, how are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
throwing emotions at me. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm actually feeling kind of hurt right now.
Right.
Like, it's not,
Right.
I'm not angry, because angry manifests as so many different other feelings that are suppressed. But it's
Right.
like, no, I'm actually hurt. I'm actually suffering right now. I'm in pain. Not I'm angry. So
Exactly.
just for you to have that group, that's amazing. I honestly think that everybody needs that. And if they don't have it, like hopefully that one day they have at least that one person they can call on or release, their emotions that they feel like they have,
Yeah,
with someone who can hold space for them, because that's important,
exactly.
especially being and as a Black woman or Black male. It's tough for us.
It really is. It really is.
Seriously. Well, in regards to just mental health, thank you for kind of tapping in and just going in a little bit deeper with us, because I don't feel like it's touched on enough.
Yeah.
um and going on to like privileges, do you feel like you have or had any certain privileges that others did not growing
Oh,
up or
definitely,
just now?
definitely. I went to a private school from pre-K to eighth grade, and from third grade to eighth grade, it was only 40 people within that private school. So I literally had basically like a tutor. most
Yeah.
of my most of my schooling until I got to high school, and I went from 40 to 4,000 people. But what that helped me do is that helped me actually really understand what has been taught, learn a whole lot, because I wasn't surrounded in the class with too many people where the teacher could not actually teach.
Mhm.
And then also I have a Polish last name. So whenever I filled out job applications, I always got called for interviews because they thought I was a white person. when I
Oh.
so that alone, and then when they meet me because of my dialect, they're like, "Oh, so you're not a white person, you're a black." They don't say this, but you're a black person, but you're you're
Well, you
you're
can
you're a
hear
good one. Yeah,
it.
yeah, you can hear it. Oh, you're not like them. I'm like, no, we're all black. Like it's not a it's not
Right.
a. But I was always afforded that privilege, and I was always aware of that. So what I did was, whenever I was able to get into a door, I would make sure to bring people that would not have that same privilege. But if they did, they would still soar. So I would try to bring
Mhm.
as many people with me that I can, because I realize that me getting in that door is a blessing. And the way that I
Yeah,
respect and honor that blessing is to pass it on to other people who need it as well.
that's amazing. I really like that. I really do. Do you feel like other races are aware of their privileges, and do you feel like they are, or what do you think?
I feel like the majority are not. I think there is coming an awakening of especially when it comes to white privilege, there is coming an awakening of a small group of people who are willing to actually open their eyes to it,
Hmm.
um and learn. But I think the majority of people, it's not that they don't know, I think they don't want to know, because when you do
Hmm.
walk into that, you have to accept a lot of other things that came with that, right?
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people who are like, okay, yeah, I see it, and they do like I did, I'm gonna use that in order to make it better for people who don't have it.
Hmm. Do you feel like some of them are more really appreciative, or do you feel like also some of them are appropriating a lot of their privileges to kind of put it as, like when it comes to the Black community, like you said, using it to help and, build and establish other communities? Do you feel like some of them are kind of like, what, I see this and I'm going to use this to benefit from helping and uplifting their community, if that makes sense? Being able to say, like, they did it, that they supported, that just to say that they helped using their privilege. I don't know if that makes sense. Hello. Uh oh, I think I lost you.